Michigan International Speedway. 18 Apex Energy Summer Throwback Series drivers are getting ready to tee up for 174 miles of racing. Welcome to the Team 53 175. I'm Ryan O'Hara along with Tony Hilbrands, but before we go any further, on behalf of everyone at the Slingshot Racing League, we would like to extend our condolences to the Johnson family following this week's terrible news. Tony, this hits very close to home.
Yeah, you don't want. It's a shame what happened, and hopefully everyone can heal from this as quickly as possible. Thoughts and prayers to everyone involved.
Absolutely. Our thoughts and prayers are with all the families affected by the terrible tragedy that struck the NASCAR community earlier this week. But tonight we have racing. Again, it's the Team 53 175. And we have drivers practicing on the racetrack right now. Currently, Scotty Sobczak is the quickest on the racetrack. Oh, trouble. And good thing it's just practice, but that was Aaron Smith the second. I guess he doesn't want to be called Junior, Tony.
No, he's gone by Aaron Smith II for as long as I've known him, and known him for quite a while.
Well, there you go. Well, going back to Scotty Sobczak, a 41.596 has him on top of the boards. Chris Smith in second with a 41.658. And our Truck Series champion, Johnny Rapp, with a 41.672. That is our top three. And Tony, as you just mentioned just a few moments ago, you've known a lot of these guys for a long time. Who do you think is the favorite tonight?
Well, there's three that I would put at the top, just because that's Sam Oliver in the 59, who has finished in the top three both last week and the first week, and won the exhibition, the Clash race to start the season. Scotty Sobczak finished in the top two to start at Daytona as well, and he won last week. And then Aaron Smith is always fast, and again, like he didn't make it last week, but I brought up the first week at Daytona. He is the two-time defending champion in the Cup Series for this league, so he's always one to watch out, and he's always there at the end, and he leads a lot of laps whenever he's here as well. So those three, and you might get a dark horse, obviously, because it is Michigan. Don't be surprised to see like Patrick Colby or Chris Smith or like. Last week's winner, Braxton DeWeese, as well. He definitely showed that he's got speed, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's out there as well.
Come on now, Tony. And another wreck in the back. Aaron Smith the second's involved. And that is Scotty Sobczak. I guess they're just having some fun in practice, but speaking of drivers that saves their stuff towards the end, you obviously have to look at Johnny Rapp. Kind of a Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth style to him. Braxton DeWeese, he came, I would say call him the comeback kid. He came back from a series of incidents to win at Rockingham. But Michigan's a different beast. If you hit this wall, it's a very aero-sensitive track. And I don't think he would be able to replicate that same performance if he ran into similar issues.
Yeah, but luckily for him and everybody else, that this track's a lot wider than Rockingham, and it's a lot smoother, so people are able to get away with some more stuff. And yes, how could I forget about Johnny Rapp? As you said, he's always there when it counts. But as qualifying starting here, we will quickly go to the national anthem and catch you back up to you guys while qualifying is underway.
And welcome back to Michigan International Speedway. I'm Ryan O'Hara, and he's Tony Hillbrands, and we are here for 174 miles of racing tonight. And Tony, as qualifying continues to progress, Aaron Smith II currently on top of the charts with a 41.797. And just before we went on our last commercial break, I was going to talk about tire management. How crucial is tire management going to be in this race tonight, Tony?
Well, as always, these cars are really nose heavy, or they like to push, so the right front is definitely going to be something you're going to want to save. Luckily for them, or unluckily, the fuel window is about 40 to 50 or 45 to 50 laps, and again, the race is only 87 laps long. They do have 4 sets of tires in the pits, so if they are able to manage their tires, they can do this on one stop if it goes green. But like last week, we might see people do differing strategies so that they can maximize tire wear. And depending on how early someone pits, if somebody does pit early, you might force other people to come down and change their strategy just so that they don't lose so much time on you. So, but if you can keep speed and keep the grip under you, then that's definitely going to be a huge bonus for you tonight. And there are some people who can save those tires. And like we were talking about, Johnny Rapp went to second on the board as we were coming back. So he's got a good starting spot, and he can definitely save those tires. So maybe he'll be able to run up front all night and make this work for him.
I think another driver we should pay attention to is the 7 of Wesley Pistol. I understand he was in a number of accidents last week at Rockingham. However, prior to that, he was showing a lot of speed. He was competitive and running inside the top 5 before the crashes. You know, how do you fare, or how do you think he's going to fare tonight?
Well, if he could keep it clean, then yeah, he's 8th on the board right now, so that's a good respectable time. Especially, it looks like we only have 18 people here tonight to race, so he's in the top half of the field. If he can stay there and keep it clean, then a lot of people will have a shot tonight. But yeah, he'll definitely have a shot as well. And we're closing in on the end of qualifying here, and it looks like everyone who is going to put a time in has put one in. We got 2 people who look like they're going to choose to start in the back here tonight. So we will go through your grid here momentarily.
And Aaron Smith II secures the pole for tonight's event. Congratulations to Aaron Smith II. You know, he didn't have his time in practice was actually quicker, but despite that, he will start this race from pole position.
Yeah, this is Aaron's second Evan Pienta Designs pole award of the season. He did get it at Daytona as well. And starting second will be Johnny Rapp. Third will be Braxton Deweese in the 15, followed by Chris Smith in 4th. And sorry, the graphic wasn't changing on me, but the 81 of Scotty Sobczak will be starting 5th. That was your winner last week. James Ledford in the 48 will be starting 6th. 7th will be Ellis Thomas. 8th is Wesley Pistol. 9th, Sam Oliver. And 10th will be Patrick O'Toole.
And rounding out the rest of the field, we have Chris Whitaker in 11th, Matt Sheriff in 12th, Ben Keast in 13th, Eric Kalaga in 14th, Paul Thomas in 15th, Brandon Waldrop in 16th, Patrick Colby in 17th, and Jordan Ives will round out the 18-car field for the Team 53 175 here at Michigan International Speedway.
Yes. Yeah, the 18 of Jordan Ives will be starting 18th as well. He did not show up on the grid for some reason, but we do have 18 people here tonight. So, yeah, we got, and as you were saying, we do have 87 laps here. Okay, so bringing this back up so I could remember myself, but yeah, we have 87 laps, which equals the 175 miles for tonight's race. This should be a good, clean race. We should have a lot of action because of how wide it is. What are you expecting out here tonight, Ryan?
I'm expecting some fun racing. I think we're going to see some aggressive racing early. I think some people are. It's kind of like at the beginning of a boxing match. You want to establish your best punch early, establish your jab, and then settle into a rhythm. And I think this is one of those racetracks. You're going to have to show your muscle a little bit, and then you're going to have to conserve your fuel tank, conserve your tires. I think it's going to be one of those races. We may see some early cautions and possibly some long green flag runs. How about you?
I think if they get spread out, we'll probably have a mostly green green race. I think it went green flag to flag the last time we ran here last season, so it's definitely possible. Obviously, it is Michigan, but it all depend on how aggressive people want to be. Like last week, people really wanted to try to make up spots as early as possible, and we started out with a little bit of yellow fever, but they did settle out. We had at least one really good long green flag run, and I think people are going to be a little more cautious with their. They're going to be passive aggressive, like we'll say, because I think they're going to still be aggressive on the start here, but because of the more room, I think they're going to give each other a little more space as well. But we are about to go green here to start the race as they're coming through turns 3 and 4.
And to all the fans watching on Twitch and YouTube, thank you very much for joining us. Our first two fans of the night, we have Kathy Sheriff and Chris DeWeese. I think I have an idea who they're cheering for, Tony.
Yeah, I think they're pretty self-explanatory as the pace car pulls off.
And the green flag is out for the Team 53-175. Aaron Smith II leads the field across the start-finish line. Here we go. Bryson DeWeese is all over Aaron Smith II to start the race. Bump grabbing him through the corner.
Yeah, the inside row got a really nice run to start here, and the first and third cleared second place of Johnny Rapp as they come out of 2 there, side by side for third with Johnny Rapp and Scotty Sobczak as they're both getting pushed down the backstretch here.
And Scotty Sobczak on the inside of Johnny Rapp. Got into the corner a little bit harder. Let's see what happens off turn number 4. And it's going to be side by side for the third spot.
And Ellis Thomas is making
Aaron
3
Smith
wide.
II will lead the first lap.
Then Ellis Thomas has made it 3 wide there for third as he went to the very bottom, and he looks like he's gonna try to send it into one here. But Johnny Rapp has a really nice run on the outside, and now they almost went 4 wide. But now we got a battle for second with Johnny
And
Rapp.
car in the wall. Car in the wall. Scotty Sobczak in the wall. Chris Smith as well. Sam Oliver and James Ledford go to the apron to avoid it.
Yeah, we still got one in the wall here. The 85 got a little more. Yeah, there's a lot of action there, but everyone kept it pretty straight, so they've done a good job. But as you said, now there's a lot of cars that are gonna be struggling with this damage here until they can get their stops in. But up front, it looks like Johnny Rapp's trying to take the lead from Aaron Smith going into 1.
And going back to what happened during that incident with Scotty Sobczak and Chris Smith, it just looked like both of them were fighting for the same piece of real estate, and there just wasn't enough room. Smith ended up getting squeezed into the wall, and once he got squeezed into the fence, he came down and tagged Scotty Sobczak. So at least 3 cars in this 18-car field have damage, and we're only on lap 3.
Yeah, it just looked like, yeah, as you said, the inside car came up. They just squeezed into the same spot, and there wasn't much room. But like I said, everyone kept it straight, so that's good on everyone. It doesn't look like anyone lost the field too much. But Ellis Thomas here taking the lead from Aaron Smith. Johnny Rapp tried that the last time, but he's fallen back to 5th. But as Aaron Smith holds on to 2nd, and now we have a caution. Let's try to find out. It looks like the 50 of Brandon Waldrop. Let's take a look at the replay here. I got to do it manually.
It looks like Ben Feast got in the back of him, turned him around, and that caused the first caution of the race.
Yeah, Ben. It looks like Ben sent it in really deep, and he just tagged the rear bumper of the 50. He didn't get hit by anybody else, and there wasn't too much contact between the two of them. So looks like they'll both get away with this pretty cleanly for the most part. The people involved in that incident off of turn 2 the lap before are really going to be enjoying this because they'll be able to get their damage fixed under caution here. But the 85 is probably going to get the EOL for causing the caution.
No, I don't think there's any debate on who caused the caution, but EOL penalty. Whoa! Ben Keast has nearly made contact with the car under caution there. That was close. Yeah. With Chris Whitaker, nearly rammed into him under yellow. But I was about to say for Keast, it's not much of a penalty getting an EOL considering he was already back there to begin with.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say is that it was towards the rear of the field, so if anything, it would just bunch everyone back up, so they weren't too harmed out of that. But it looks like we do have about 4 or 5 people coming down pit road here. Let's try to. It looks like there's 5, and we do see Scotty Sodzak, who does have some who has some right front damage. You can see on the screen there. He's probably gonna get, yeah, that's pretty pancaked for him. So he's probably gonna get his damage fixed while everyone else is also coming down to get fuel at least. And it doesn't look like anybody's taking. Oh, Johnny Rapp will be taking tires for sure. As these guys are taking their pit stop and we are under caution, we will take a quick commercial break and we'll be back before we go green.
And we are back at Michigan International Speedway under caution for the first time in today's race. And Tony, it was an incident between Ben Keast and
Brandon
Waldrop. Yep, and it just seemed to me that I mean, obviously we're both drivers outside of this, but it just seemed a little unnecessary to dive bomb in the corner, for that particular position so early in this race.
Well, I think he just sent it in deeper because he wanted to try to close the gap and didn't time it right. So I don't think it was intentional to try to take him out or anything. I just think he was trying to make up because he did. I believe he was also someone who got involved in that incident on the backstretch lap before where it kind of sent everyone all over the place. So I think he was just trying to close the gap and he just overshot it. But like we said and we saw, there wasn't too much damage between the two of them within that incident. So I think everyone can kind of calm down and get this back rolling as we're on lap 7 here, coming to lap 8 out of 87. Your leader is Ellis Thomas, and he does decide to choose the outside line here as the lights are off on the pace car, and we will be going green this time by.
And it's cool to see the Apex Energy car leading this Apex Energy Summer Throwback Series race.
He's definitely, he's especially after last week where he led so much. Ellis has definitely been strong here the last couple of weeks, and we'll see if he can keep this rolling here as we're coming to the green flag here for the restart. He's leading the outside line.
And the pace car is off, and we are back underway. Ellis Thomas gets a decent jump, and here we go.
He does clear air and drops to the inside as soon as he can. But they're pretty single file out through the top 3 at least here. First battle is for 4th between Chris Smith and Sam Oliver.
And here comes Sam Oliver looking to the inside of Braxton Deweese. And he's not going to be able to get the job done. But let's see what happens here off turn 4. He might have a look, but Deweese is going to slide up. And we're back to single file, at least momentarily.
It looks like, oh, he wants to stay a little higher there. As the top 5 are starting to pull away a little bit because they are single file, but you can see Matt Scherf and James Ledford coming into the picture there, not too far behind them, but they are side by side, so that's going to hurt their momentum a little bit. Ellis Thomas is pulling away to about a quarter of a second lead here so far. A couple laps into the restart.
And despite the damage, Chris Smith is on the inside of Sam Oliver, and he's looking to take 4th away from the 59.
He's been trying to get by him the last couple laps there. We'll see if he can get the job done here this time. He does send it in a little deeper going into 1. We'll see if he can keep the momentum. He does make the pass, but Oliver might make a crossover here. No, he's going to just tuck in behind, and the top 5 stay single file, as it looks like the rest of the top 10 are going to be single file too, trying to catch up as James Ledford is pushing Matt Scherf down the backstretch into 3.
And now the first 5 cars are single file and are pulling away from the rest of the field. The 6th place car is Matt Scherf, as he is under attack by James Ledford, who had to go to the apron to avoid the first incident between Scotty Sopsack and Chris Smith.
And Johnny Rapp, who pit under caution, one of the 5 cars that did, is already back up to 9th here since the restart. And he did take tires, so he's definitely going to use them here, trying to get back through the field. And he looks to the outside of the 9 of Patrick Colby going down the backstretch into 3. We'll see if he can make the move.
And one guy who's making moves towards the back is Patrick O'Toole. Did a dive bomb move into turn 1 and nearly lost it, clipped the apron, and slid up the racetrack. Chris Whitaker probably, I wouldn't say he, got scared, but probably had a moment.
Up front, it looks like Braxton DeWeese is trying to make the move on the outside of Aaron Smith for 2nd. He pulls back in line behind him, though.
But meanwhile, Clean Air is Ellis Thomas's best friend as he leads this race. We're about to conclude the 12th lap of this 87-lap event.
Yeah, he's been holding a 2 to 2.5 tenths of a second lead over Aaron this entire run once he got out there. So his car is definitely enjoying the clean air, as you said, and I'm sure he is as well, getting as many laps led as possible. It looks like Oliver is starting to fall back from the top 4 here. Whether he's just not able to keep pace or if he's trying to save his tires a little more than these other 4 are. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the run.
We're seeing a number of drivers mid-pack beginning to test the high side. Do you believe that this is an attempt to save tires, or?
I think it's more just to try to go where other people aren't, because if you have someone in front of you, it's gonna make your car turn or not turn as much in the corners. Also, you got to pass someone somehow, so you gotta try to get around them either inside or outside. And it looks like Johnny Rapp is still trying to make his way through as he's coming. He almost touched Matt Scherf there, coming out of 2.
Also, that smoke that we saw off turn 4, that was a spin. That was Brandon Waldrop again.
We have a new leader. We have a new leader. Aaron Smith and Braxton DeWeese are both passing Ellis Thomas on the inside here, going through 3 and 4.
So it has been a rough night for Brandon Waldrop, but for Aaron Smith II, he's having a pretty solid run as he is taking the lead.
And Ellis is trying to fight back on the outside down the front stretch here. 3-car battle for first. Oh, they're 3 wide. They almost made contact.
And that was a moment, but Braxton DeWeese checked up a little bit. Probably didn't want to, make contact this early in the race.
Yeah,
and we'll see if Ellis Thomas can pull a slingshot move.
I think Aaron's got enough of a gap here with that clean air where he's probably going to hold them off like Ellis was doing prior to this. Also, this is about the point in the run where Aaron really starts to push it himself. So we'll see if he can actually just start pulling away. But Ellis does give a nice run into the corner there.
Now, if any of you guys are feeling a little bit fatigued, check out Apex Energy. Go to apexenergydrink.com and use the code Slingshot10 to get 10% off your first order. I think Ellis would have loved that little pitch.
And we were on him at the time, so it was perfect timing. Braxton DeWeese is trying to find a way around him, though.
Probably would have been better if he was leading, but close enough. As Braxton DeWeese is giving Ellis a bump draft down the front straightaway. Will it be enough to get him by Aaron Smith II? Let's take a look here in turn number 1. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as Smith II continues to pull the field.
And before long, maybe another couple laps here, Johnny Rapp on those fresh tires is going to catch this top 5 here. DeWeese goes to the inside of Thomas into 3. He makes that move.
Thomas lets him go. Obviously, Thomas is thinking big picture here. Still a long way to go. And he might be in tire save mode at this point.
And we don't know how hard he was pushing it either when he was out front. So he might have pushed a little too hard too. And he's like, I got to back this off. And as you said, save these tires.
We have trouble on the backstretch. It is Patrick O'Toole, as he spun into the outside wall down the backstretch.
He's got some heavy right front damage, and it looks like he's coming down pit road. As the leaders are going into turn 3, so he's going to definitely lose a lap here.
And as aforementioned, as we mentioned earlier, O'Toole was being pretty aggressive, and it looked like his over-aggressiveness best of him there.
And don't look now, but Rapp has caught the back of the top 5 here, so we'll see if he can slice and dice his way up to the lead here before too long.
As he looks to the high side of Sam Oliver in turn 1. And I don't think he's going to be able to complete the pass yet, but Rapp is setting, he's like a heavyweight championship boxer, like Tyson Fury. He's setting up his counter punches.
And honestly, especially with how it's worked out for him, I'm surprised more people didn't go down and take tires that caution, because they have so many sets of the pits. You'd think, and you could run so long on fuel, you only need a pit for fuel once if you do run it out. I'm surprised more people didn't come down, throw on a set of tires, and everyone still has to make one pit stop, including Rapp, so it didn't really hurt him other than the track position, and obviously he's back up here with the fresher tires, so we'll see if people learn from this, and if we get another caution, they end up taking tires as well.
And this is an issue that only happens in iRacing, but Sam Oliver is having some blinking issues, but it looks like it has subsided for the time being, as he lets Johnny Rapp go by, and that moves Rapp into 5th spot as the pack approaches the wounded lapped car of Brandon Waldrop, who is heading back down pit road. And he will go down another lap as Aaron Smith II crosses the start-finish line. 20 laps complete here at Michigan.
Now the top 6 here are pretty content running nose to tail for the most part, so they can be as fast and smooth as possible and create as big of a gap as they can over the rest of the field.
And as you mentioned, most of the top contenders are nose to tail, but Wesley Pistol is lurking in 7th, and we'll see if Pistol has saved up any ammunition.
I believe he was one of them that came down pit road under caution as well, but he obviously took a little more time to get through the field than what Rapp did. And right now, DeWeese is looking to the inside of Smith going into 1.
And DeWeese is going to make the pass. Let's see if it sticks. Aaron Smith II is not giving up as they come off turn number 2. And he's right on that back bumper. Is he going to take a look to the inside?
Yeah, Aaron's not one to just let someone go like that without a fight, but Aaron's also not going to push it too hard and screw his own tires up or anything. So he's keeping the pressure on him though as they come out of turn 2, and it looks like Deweese will get this lap led. So this is his first lap led of the race, and he will get bonus points for leading as well.
And we have our first retiree of the event. It is the number 44 of Tactical Tool.
That is unfortunate, especially this early in the race. Only about a quarter of the way in. And it looks like 2nd through 5th are starting to bunch up as well. So we're definitely getting. We might see some anxiousness here in the top 5 as people try to make up the most track position as they can before any caution comes out or before pit stops, which I believe will probably have a nice long green flag run at this pace.
And if this race continues to go green, this puts Johnny Rapp in a position to get the lead because of that early pit stop.
Yeah, he'll definitely be able to run longer on fuel, and he's got better tires as well. So, but he'll still have to make another stop as well because he can only run about 45 to 50 laps on the tank of fuel as we went over pre-race. So he pit around, it was lap 10 or 11. So he obviously can't make it to the end of the race. Nobody can. They got about 10 to 15 laps before they can make it on one stop here.
And one of the benefits of running nose to tail in the pack like this, Tony, well, for the guys that are running behind another car, is that they're able to save gas.
Yeah, they're able to save. Well, unless you're the leader.
Yeah, other than the leader,
but
the leader, everyone else is saving fuel.
But the leader has the benefit of not burning his tires up as much as everyone else because of the aero push. And Johnny Rapp does make the pass on Chris Smith, who gets a little bit of a bump down the backstretch going into 3 there from Oliver.
And these cars are definitely more resilient when it comes to bump drafting. But Tony, what causes these cars to go side, especially when it comes to bump drafting? What's the main cause of the accidents? I think it's pushing too hard to the left rear.
Just not being lined up.
What's a big no-no?
Just not being lined up properly. You'll definitely upset the car in front of you. Also, as the tires wear, these things become quite the handful by themselves. So if you have someone leaning on you, then it just exacerbates the problem. But everyone in the top 6 here seems to be doing a pretty good job still, staying nose to tail. It looks they definitely seem to be content running this out until the pit stop at least. And they are starting to pull away from Wesley Pistol in 7th again, so Wesley wasn't able to keep the draft, and it looks like he's fallen back because of it.
And comparing lap time, Sam Oliver ran a 43.85 the last lap. Wesley Pistol ran a 44.20. So it's very clear that the top contenders here, the first 6 cars, are just in another league right now.
They're definitely working better together, which, as you said, is definitely keeping them faster. So everyone else seems to be either struggling or racing each other pretty hard, as we do have some passes going on in the back there. Also,
and
a handful.
Chris Whitaker just got passed by Eric Kalaga. That was for 12th.
And obviously, some of these guys do have a little bit of damage as well. Scotty Sobzak, one of those guys, is trying to make the pass on Matt Scherf here for 10th.
And he will make the pass. But Sheriff is going to fight back. So I thought.
We'll see if he takes it to the inside or going into 3. Nope, looks like he's going to stay behind him.
As we go back up to the front, Braxton Deweese continues to lead the race. 28 laps complete.
And if we take a look, Braxton has led 7 of the 28 laps so far. Not quite enough to have the most laps led yet, but looks like he's going to be hanging on to the lead for a little bit here, because it doesn't look like Aaron's too anxious to make a move on him yet.
Meanwhile, in a world far, far away and all alone, Chris Whitaker and Eric Kalaga continue to battle for that luxurious 12th position, and this time it is Whitaker who makes the pass on the number 66.
It looks like he's got a pretty decent gap as well, so he might be able to hang on to it here. As Eric, as Kalaga sends it into the corner a little bit, but yeah, the gap probably is going to stay that way now.
And Sam Oliver just made a move to the inside and passes Johnny Rapp. That was for the 5th position. So move Sam Oliver back into the top 5.
The top 6 here look to continue their ways of just following each other.
And Ben Keast is running slow down the front stretch. He's running nearly 2 seconds off pace right now as he nearly loses it going into turn 1, and up the racetrack he goes. Not sure if he hit the wall or something, but that number 85 21 Pilots machine is handling not so great, Tony.
He's been struggling out there tonight, unfortunately. He may not have taken tires when he made that pit stop under the first caution, but and yeah, he was involved in a couple of those incidents back to back, and obviously the one that brought out the caution. Back here for 7th, though, it looks like Wesley Pistols finally got some company, but that company looks to be taken to the inside here as Patrick Colby tries to make the pass going into turn 3.
And they will be side by side down the front stretch, but Pistol has a run.
He's got the outside, which was able to keep the momentum, but Patrick's got the line going into the corner here into 1 where he could possibly clear him and come up in front of him, which it looks like he's going to do out of 2.
And now James Ledford is right in their line of sight as well, as he's lined up behind Mr. Pistol. And once again, Kalaga and Whitaker continue to battle for 12.
Yeah, it looks like
Kalaga.
we got... Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good.
I was just saying, it looks like, yeah, we're starting to get little pockets of different bits of battling out there. Looks like Deweese is starting to pull away a little bit over Aaron Smith, who's also pulling away from Ellis Thomas a little bit. As we're on lap 33 out of 87.
And of the top 6, Johnny Rapp had the fastest lap last time around with a 43.91. The leader ran a 44.03. So similar, very close, but it looks like Johnny Rapp is running faster laps. But it doesn't look like Rapp is in any hurry to make any passes at the moment either.
Yeah, we're not even halfway yet, so Rapp's not in the I gotta go get that win mode yet. So he's where he wants to be, though. He's right there, so that if anything happens, he can take advantage of it. But yeah, Aaron Smith is not letting Deweese pull away too much. He's keeping him right there in his sights as both of them start to gap 3rd place a little more here.
Ellis Thomas was the fastest of the top contenders there the last lap. Let's see what we have here at the start-finish line. And it looks like Braxton Deweese, our leader. Oh, trouble! Chris Smith gets into the wall. He's sliding into the corner. Will he be able to save it? He does!
That was a great save by Chris Smith, and we were on the wall as he brushed it, and I was just about to bring it up as you did. He did a great job keeping it under him, though, and he's not going to lose. He lost a couple spots, but if he can get back up to speed here, he should be able to keep with the draft here. He doesn't look to have too much damage on that right side.
And there was no contact there either. I think Smith just got a little bit too high, got into the wall, and made one heck of a save.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of smoke coming out. He got pretty sideways there. He was drifting through the corner. His tires are not going to be happy with him there, so we'll see how that plays into a factor here as well.
And we have about 9-ish laps until we should see green flag pit stop should this race continue under green flag conditions.
Yeah, and the top three are now really tightening up as they've got a little bit of a gap, about a half a second gap over fourth on back here. But Oliver does send it in pretty deep going into the corner.
And he is the fastest guy on the racetrack, the 59 of Sam Oliver.
Oh,
Perhaps
Aaron
he has a
Smith
second
hits
win.
the wall
Oh,
out of 4. Second place, taps
yep.
the wall coming out of 4. He keeps it under him though, and he's not going to lose any spots, and it doesn't look like he lost too much speed either, but he did brush the wall there coming out of turn 4.
And at that time, it was Johnny Rapp who was the fastest on the track by about 7/10. So, it's a topsy-turvy sort of a race here. We have a lot of guys who are running the fastest laps, and that's just how competitive this series is.
Yeah, especially like these top 6. They're definitely all within the ballpark of each other. As we are about to hit a lap car here before too long, as they're coming up
And that was
on.
Ben Keast.
Yeah.
And Keast will fall a lap down.
He's already 1 lap down. But they're about to put him a 2nd lap down here before too long. They'll catch him.
Yeah, that was the first lap. He was on the lead lap until then.
Oh, did he go down pit road? I must have missed that.
Oh yeah, he just went down. I just mentioned that.
Gotcha.
But he was technically scored on the lead lap at that point.
It looks like Sam Oliver's looking to make the move on Ellis Thomas for 3rd here, going into turn 3. We'll see how hard Thomas fights. He's fighting pretty hard so far. Oliver gets a little loose.
Louise was extremely loose coming off the corner.
And now Aaron Smith is looking to make the pass to the back to the lead here, going into 1.
But Deweese sends it into the corner. He's not going to give up without a fight. We saw that at Rockingham, and we're seeing that again here today. Oh, and he gets loose again, but he holds on to it. Good save there by the 15, and he's continuing to do the Ricky Bobby down the back straightaway.
This is making everyone behind them happy because they're going to close this gap here.
And potentially anxious, but Aaron Smith II is not giving up. And here comes Johnny Rapp side by side for 3rd with Ellis Thomas. And Scotty Sobczak has hit pit road. So green flag pit stops are underway here at Michigan.
Scotty is your first taker here tonight for green flag stops. He did also pit. He did also pit under that caution, but I think he was mainly just for damage.
And as Smith II and Deweese continue to battle, that is bringing Rapp and Sam Oliver closer into the fray because they were much faster that last lap than the 2 leaders.
And the one who likes this the most with this battling is the 28 of Chris Smith, who lost all that ground about 5 to 10 laps ago when he brushed the wall. He's staying with them, and with this and with pit stops coming up, he's definitely going to be benefiting from that as Aaron Smith tries to pass Deweese again for the lead. He gets a little loose on the inside. They don't make contact, though.
And this is going to give a huge momentum boost to Rapp as he gives Smith II a shot down the back straightaway. Again, Rapp is clearly the faster car, but he's in no hurry right now. It's a long race, and that's Johnny Rapp's mojo.
He's got 6 lap newer tires than everybody else up here, so he's definitely got the handling and the speed from that, but he's also not going to push and put himself in a bad situation as well. He's just
Patrick Colby is pitting from the 8th position.
Your second car going down pit road for green flag pit stops.
As they come to the line, 42 laps complete. Here in Brooklyn, Michigan. Braxton Deweese, last week's winner at Rockingham, continues to lead, but Aaron Smith II is breathing down his neck.
Oh, Aaron got a little loose there, it looked like, in the entry.
And Sam Oliver's rear tires appear to have betrayed him. He's beginning to lose sight of that front pack. But thankfully for him, we're approaching. Technically, green flag pit stops have already begun, but he should be heading down pit road soon for fresh tires.
Aaron Smith is looking to make the pass again here, coming out of 4 down the front stretch.
Let's see if Deweese throws it into the corner like he always has. But no matter what he does. Oh, let's take a look. I was about to say Aaron Smith II was going to keep the lead, but Deweese once again is fighting on the high side as they continue to fight it out down the backstretch. Here comes Johnny Rapp, and he's going to give Smith II a bump draft. And they briefly lock bumpers as they head into turn 3. I'm not sure how Rapp isn't turning Smith II around at this point, but he is definitely giving him one heck of a push.
And if it continues this way, it looks like Aaron might be able to clear Deweese in 1 and 2 this time.
This has brought Ellis Thomas back into it. Here he is in 3rd, closing in on Aaron Smith II.
Yeah, and as I said, that Rapp decided to go to the outside and help Deweese. So now, oh, it's a tight squeeze there. Rapp had to back out. Thomas had to avoid him.
And James Ledford is pit from the 9th position. So make that another driver heading down pit road for fresh tires and fuel.
They're in.
Oh, and Ellis Thomas got into the wall on the front stretch ever so slightly. He brushed it, but he did make contact, but shouldn't be any significant damage.
And as the pit cycle is underway here, these guys up front definitely want to try to put themselves in the best position. So they're definitely racing hard here for the lead as Smith goes to the inside down the backstretch again. He's really got a.
Could Smith be pitting here? We'll see. We are very close to that pit window. And it looks like they're going to stay out another lap, if not 2. We are on lap 47.
With this inside line, though, he's really got to back up his corner going into 3. So that's hurting his run. But he's able to get the exit speed. As 1 and 2, he's able to keep it a little bit more, keep the momentum up a little bit more. As they side by side coming out of 2 here. Rapp is still trying to find a way. He might try to force his way through the middle, it looked like for a second, but he stays behind them.
And Chris Whitaker was down pit road for fuel and tires, and he is gone. They have to be really close on fuel here, Tony.
Yeah, within the next 4 laps at max, they should be coming down. Rapp has about 4 laps more than that himself, so Rapp could probably stay out until about 55 because he came in under that first caution. But now here comes Thomas back into the picture.
I have a feeling we might see Smith come to pit road within the next 2 laps, maybe short pit ever so slightly, and try to gain some time on these leaders. But once again, they all stay out. Like you said, they have to be very close.
Yeah, out of all these guys, I think outside of Rapp, who has extra fuel, I think Aaron's going to be the last one to come down pit road. But
we also have to keep in mind that a lot of these drivers have been drafting each other for a while. They may have saved, a couple laps of fuel just by doing so.
Yeah, which is one thing I think Aaron was doing when he has been riding here in second for most of this run, is he was using that draft to help save as much fuel as he can, because that is something he does But now he's going to the outside here, trying to get the momentum off the corner to try to make a run on
Here
Deweese.
comes Ellis Thomas down pit road, pitting from the 4th position.
And Chris Smith as well from 6th. So it's 2 of your top 6 here. So 2 of your leaders have come down pit road, the first 2 of them. We'll see what the rest of these guys do here in the coming laps.
I think Sam Oliver could be the next person, or maybe these guys will all pit together, with the exception of Johnny Rapp, who made that early pit stop.
Smith looks to the inside again here, going down the backstretch. We'll see if he can send it in a little deeper this time. He's going to clear him coming out of 4. We have a new leader again here in Michigan.
You would think we're heading towards the end of the race here with the way these guys have been racing, but in reality, we have over 30 laps remaining.
Well, if it stays green the rest of the way, how you get in and off pit road here is definitely going to be a huge factor. So it kind of is the battle for the win here. I'm sure they're thinking, because I'm sure they're thinking and expecting this to go green the rest of the way. So that's, like I said, that's one reason why you've been seeing them battle so hard here the last 10, 15 laps. We'll see if anybody comes down pit road this time, though. It looks like Aaron Smith, Johnny Rapp, and Braxton Deweese as well. Your top 3 are coming down.
Here they come. Whoa! And Deweese is in the wall, and he spins. And for the second time in 3 races, Braxton Deweese has wrecked coming into pit road.
And he does have a bit of left front damage there. He is going to need a caution to make up for that incident, unfortunately. So we'll see if it does stay green the rest of the way now. That moves Matt Scherf to your lead now.
And he overshot his box, so add insult to injury for Braxton Deweese.
Unfortunate circumstances here.
And Sam Oliver is off pit road, and he has gone and away. And the race off pit road between the top cars, and it is won by Aaron Smith II.
And your current leader is Matt Scherf for the 43, followed by Eric Kalaga. Matt Scherf is going to be coming down pit road. Kalaga stays out. But Kalaga will get a lap lead here.
And Sheriff got really hard on the brakes there to meet pit road speed.
At this point, it looks like Kalaga is your last car to pit outside of Chris Whitaker, who is just on pit road now. So Kalaga is your last car to come down pit road who has not pit yet during the race.
And Brandon Waldrop and Paul Thomas are re-entering the racetrack. Sam Oliver is going to blow by them.
Looks like Kalaga is staying out yet again. He's probably going to try to stay out as long as he possibly can here.
He's going to enjoy the moment.
Well, he's also going to hope that maybe everybody on fresh tires, their cold tires are a little slick and they're a little aggressive, trying to make up spots. Maybe a caution will come out and help him, but I don't know if that's going to happen here.
Unlikely, but it's sometimes you have to take risks to get the big reward.
Yeah, especially if you were running where he was before the pit cycle, you got to do something different to make up time. It looks like he might be coming down this time. No, he does stay out. He looked a little slow through 3 and 4 there and was running low. My bad. But he does stay out here. Back here, though, second place is Sam Oliver, the 59. Third is currently Wesley Pistol, who has about 5 lap older tires than everyone around him, as Chris Smith looks to make the pass here on him, followed by Aaron Smith and Ellis Thomas. We'll see how quickly these guys get around him.
And we didn't exactly get a request from our YouTube fan base, but they were somewhat asking if Braxton Deweese got any help on that incident on pit road. I went back and took a look, and I did not see any contact from any car. So it appears that Braxton DeWeese spun himself out going into pit road, but he's doing his very best to try and get these positions back as he passes Patrick Colby. That is for the 10th position. So Braxton DeWeese back in the top 10, but it's not the first time that Braxton DeWeese has had to be the comeback kid, but this is not Rockingham. This is Michigan. This is a big racetrack, and when you make a mistake, under green flag conditions, especially on pit road, it's very hard to make up.
And he did make a later decision to come down pit road than the guys around him, which I don't think he was expecting all of them to come down that time. So I think he was just like, oh, I got to get down there, and he was carrying a little bit too much speed. Oh, speaking of, your leader does the same thing. Eric Kalaga comes down pit road this time. Let's look at it. Yeah, he's just carrying so much speed. He hits the brakes, and it turns him into the wall there, and he gets some heavy damage himself. So your leader hits the wall on pit entry yet again here tonight. That'll put Sam Oliver.
That was a hard hit. And that was a hard hit, and it's definitely going to affect his horsepower moving forward.
Indeed, and I'm not sure, but I'm guessing Sam Oliver must have taken right sides only or something, because he's got a 4-second lead over Aaron Smith in second.
I did mention he was actually the first off pit road, so that would make sense because he came in
quite a bit behind them as well.
In 6th. So yeah, Sam Oliver did take 2 tires, and he is now your leader.
Johnny Rapp is making a pass on Ellis Thomas for 4th place, or attempting to. Ellis has the run on the outside, but it looks like Rapp will make the move into 1 here. Thomas lets him go.
You know what? That was honestly a genius move from Sam Oliver. At these big racetracks, taking 2 tires oftentimes has been the deciding factor.
As long as the left sides didn't wear too much, yeah, that definitely helps. Which I'm personally, I don't run the 87s as much because I don't prefer how they handle on iRacing, but he's definitely making it work for him as he continues to hold about a 4-second lead here, even with Aaron Smith and the rest clearing traffic. So we'll see if he's able to keep this lead, or if the rest of them do tend to close up as the run goes on with the 4 fresher tires compared to his 2.
And the last lap, Aaron Smith II ran a 43.23, and Sam Oliver ran a 43.38. So at this rate, I'm not a mathematician, but if this same rate continues for the next 27, 28 laps, it could get interesting.
Well, the other thing is Aaron Smith has the benefit of having some other cars with him, so they can possibly use their momentum combined to run down the leader as well. And that time he was about 0.3 of a second faster. So he is definitely closing in.
Absolutely.
But Sam Oliver is still your leader with a 3.4 second lead as we are on lap 60, coming to lap 61 out of 87 here tonight.
But on the other hand, Johnny Rapp was actually quicker than Smith II that time. So that could also be interesting. Johnny Rapp always in the picture towards the end of a race. Imagine that.
And as we talked about, three of our expected top runners here are in the top 3 here tonight, as we're only 17 laps from the end here. And yes, that lead is closing again. That was another about 0.3 that lap, as it's just over 3 seconds for Sam Oliver. So he definitely got a big lead out of it, but I don't think he's going to be able to hang on to it for the win here. He's probably going to hope for another caution to come out too, or he's going to hope that Rapp catches Smith and they can battle for second and slow them down.
And Braxton DeWeese is back up to 9th position. He still has about 13 seconds to make up, so he will definitely need a caution.
And he's a little under 2 seconds behind Scotty Sobczak for 8th here. Scotty,
He's actually running slower than the leader right now. So, dirty air definitely not helping the 15.
well, Deweese also has some damage from hitting the wall on pit entry.
Good point.
And I don't, as we were talking, Aaron Smith closed in about 3/4 of a second that lap on Sam Oliver. It's just
Sam Oliver is now running 44s, and Smith the second is still running in the 43 range. So it's only a matter of time. Only complacency can prevent Smith from catching Oliver at this point.
part of this might also be that Oliver is he built up a big enough lead to where I'm gonna just keep my tires cool as much as possible until I really need to push here in the last 10-15 laps, which if that's the case, that's about when Smith is going to catch him, and Smith is obviously pushing a lot harder than Oliver is right now.
So you're saying that Oliver could be playing the yin-yang game?
Well, yeah, he's just running his own pace probably, and he's waiting for them to come to him so he can just hit the afterburners.
You know, that's honestly kind of masterful if it works out. You know,
That's also if that is the case. He might be going as fast as he can right now as well. We're not in the car with him, so we're not 100% sure either. But he is still leading out here. He's got a 2-second lead as we speak, or just under 2 seconds.
And Smith and Rapp are running nearly identical times right now, but let's see what happens at the line. Sam Oliver, 43.93. Smith runs a 43.65, and Johnny Rapp runs a 43.65. So again, nearly identical times as they are both closing in on our leader.
Yeah, they fell to just about 0.3 of a second closing in on him again, though, as opposed to the couple laps before where they were really chunking it out. But they are still faster, so that's all that matters, as long as they have enough time to catch them. And Oliver does have some lap traffic here again, and as the leader, he's probably going to have to fight them harder than what second on back does, because they want to try to stay in the lead lap or the highest spot they can for Lucky Dog. Oh.
And Braxton Deweese has passed Scotty Soptak for the 8th position. Oh, trouble car, the wall, Ben Keast. But he keeps it straight, no caution.
Yeah, I think he was trying to stay high there. But yeah, he just brushed the wall. Keeps it nice and clean. He didn't lose too much speed there as Oliver heads into 3 here. And that time, Oliver ran faster than Smith, so he actually gained a little bit of time back on second place.
Mr. Hilbrins, you are a genius. Lonesome Dove, Robert Duvall. You kind of put up kind of make an image that you're not the best shot. And Sam Oliver looks like may have possibly baited Smith and Rapp into, potentially burning up their tires. And now Oliver looks like he has hit the afterburner. But let's see what happens. Let's see if that baits Smith to, pursue even bigger endeavors here into turn 3.
And I apologize. I meant 27 laps a few laps ago, as they're coming to 20 laps to go here this time by.
And at the line, Sam Oliver is running for his life. As he crosses the start-finish line, 67 laps complete, 43.90. Smith a 43.80 and Rapp a 43.79. So Johnny Rapp, the fastest of the top 3.
But they do have this lap traffic they got to get by, which they were also using to draft, so that could have helped speed them up as well. But they had to pass them in the corners, so as you see, Rapp had to keep it down coming out of the corner, which is going to hurt his speed and his tires. Smith has to pass on the inside going into 3 here.
So Oliver is saying battle on, and both Rapp and Smith have responded with challenge accepted.
Ooh, Rapp almost got in the back of the 85 there coming out of 4 just because of the speed difference. They do keep it off each other, and Rapp is able to keep his momentum up. That time by, though, Oliver was faster by a 1/10 than both Johnny Rapp and Aaron Smith, so that lap traffic definitely played a factor. But Aaron's got a clean track now and between him and Oliver, and he's got about half a straightaway. So we'll see if he can run him down here with the 18 laps to go at the line.
This looks like to me that Oliver is pulling away from Smith a little bit. Let's see if that's the case. As they come to the line, we'll take a look at the interval between the vehicles. 43.97, 44.01. So again, Sam Oliver is the fastest car on the racetrack, and Johnny Rapp ran a 44.08. And that time, Ellis Thomas actually ran a faster lap than Johnny Rapp. He is a little bit further back. The next car in front of him is Ben Keith. So Thomas has some work to do if he's going to have a chance at this win.
Yeah, I think it's down between the top 3 right now unless a caution comes out. But we'll see. Aaron's not going to give up, and Rapp's not going to give up. And obviously Oliver is like, hey, I'm going to win this thing. I pulled off this strategy. I got to do this.
And Oliver did not have a great lap that time. Johnny Rapp at the 43.95. He was actually the fastest of the top 3. He closed in slightly on Smith. And Smith is starting to close in on Oliver. But again, still got about 17 laps left in this race.
Yeah, and they're going to have to pick up a lot more time than what they did that lap to make up this if they're going to catch him before the end of the race. Because he still has a 1.3 second lead over Aaron Smith in second place here. But it does look like Aaron was about 0.2 of a second faster again there. And Rapp was a little bit faster than Aaron, so they have enough time if they can keep running 0.2 of a second faster. If they keep this rate, they will catch him by the end of the race. It's just, will they have time to make the pass?
And it's an interesting dilemma, because obviously it looks like to me that Smith is going to catch Oliver at some point. But at the same time, you don't want to use up your tires, but you also don't want to give Johnny Rapp a free invitation to pass you and take away what could potentially be a victory. So you have to have a happy medium. You got to keep Rapp behind you, but at the same time, you have to, press on the gas enough to reel in the competitor ahead of you.
Yeah, and I don't think tire saving is the biggest factor in anything right now. You just don't want to do something stupid and unnecessarily use them up, because you can't try to save any tire if you're Aaron or Johnny, because you got to catch him first, and you're running out of time on that. But they were barely faster than them last time, and they were only about 1/10 faster than him this time. So yeah, they really need to start picking up. Need to start picking up this pace if they want to catch him.
And that time, Smith was quicker by about nearly 1/10. And Johnny Rapp was slightly slower than Smith. So it's a game of chicken right now. But time is running out with each turn and each corner, as Oliver comes off turn number 4. Let's take a look at the intervals. Once they cross the start-finish line, Oliver moved up a lane there. So perhaps he sees that, Smith is gaining an advantage on him and is trying to cut off that line. Smith that time a 44.08. Oliver a 44.20. So not the greatest lap. And Smith got loose there. Smith got loose going into the corner. That could give Oliver a chance, but that could also give Rapp some hope.
Yeah, you can see that Aaron and Johnny have definitely been pushing, because Johnny was a little slidey coming out of the corner as well, out of 2 there. But yeah, they're giving it their all to run him down, as we're coming to 12 laps to go. Oh no!
And Sam Oliver's heading down pit road.
Did he not get enough fuel in his car?
That could be a possibility. He said something on the radio and moments later he pitted. So that could be it. Maybe he ran out of fuel, Tony.
Your leader with an unexpected pit stop with 12 laps to go gives up the
Wow, a
lead.
miscue for Sam Oliver.
He gives
You know, that's rare. You don't see that from a driver of his caliber.
No, you don't. And that gives up the lead to Aaron Smith, and now Aaron and Johnny are battling for the win heads up. And they have...
And this just changed everything. Now, Johnny Rapp, his killer instinct mode has officially turned on.
And they've got
the
over
win is
3
in
seconds
sight.
until third place of Ellis Thomas. So these guys can go at it as much as they want, and they probably won't bring anybody else into the picture.
So all that talk about intervals, gone.
That was like, it's not quite July, but that was like Christmas in July for these two, as it was just, the win was just a present that fell into their laps here coming to the end.
Here's the thing. Both of these drivers are extremely competitive. Smith will do anything to win a race. Johnny Rapp is calm, cool, and collected. Will we see a collision? And what I mean by that is, will you see these two personalities collide? The calm, cool, and collected, and the aggressive.
Well, if Rapp can get to a spot where he can make a move, he's definitely going to make it. And as you said, yeah, these two are great drivers. They are both champions in this league, so they know what they're doing out there. And obviously, they've got the lead, and they've got a huge gap over third. They got 10 laps to go here. 10 laps to go. I
It
think
looks like Smith got a better run that time.
I think Rapp is trying to just once he saw the Oliver go down pit road, I think he was just like, we're gonna get into a spot. We're gonna get into a spot and just ride and make our move with a few laps to go.
You know, and despite the fact that Smith appeared to have been pulling away from Rapp going into 3, Johnny Rapp pulled up right to his bumper and was actually faster than him ever so slightly that last lap.
And these guys have been pulling away from third place as well, so they're racing each other pretty hard, but they're gapping the rest of the field.
And Chris Smith is actually closed up to the back of Ellis Thomas, so that could potentially be a battle for third, as Smith is running faster laps in the 8 car. So perhaps Ellis should be calling up Apex Energy, get another 10% off, you know, if they were willing to give it to him. Turn on the afterburner.
If it would give you a boost, if it would give you that boost, I'm sure a lot of these guys would be taking it for sure, no doubt. But Rapp does close the gap a little bit on Smith coming out of 2 there. We'll see if he can keep that momentum up here out of 4 and do the same thing. Aaron does go a little higher on the exit of 4 to keep his momentum.
And as you see, Smith is like he's like Muhammad Ali out there. He's bobbing and weaving, making sure he's just not a sitting target.
He's trying to take the air away from Rapp as much. Oh, it looks like that was
here comes
really
Rapp.
close.
He's on the inside.
Oh, we got a spin.
Oh, it's
Ellis Thomas spins out of turn 2 by himself.
Oh man, brutal.
No caution yet.
And now there's a caution.
Now, we have a caution.
Yeah, Thomas, his car bottomed out a little bit in the corner, and it just stepped out from underneath of him. And Smith nearly got into him. But this changes everything. And all these guys, they still have an extra set of tires, Tony. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see Sam Oliver stay out and take the lead.
Yeah, this is definitely, well, let's see, did he lose a lap? No, he is on the lead lap.
He's still on the lead lap, 33 seconds back.
The only problem with that is his tires are going to be quite a bit older than everyone else if they do come down and pit. But that's the other thing. maybe you want to stay out because if Rapp and Smith come down and then
Oh, Ellis Thomas just spun under caution and he crashes hard into the outside wall. Unbelievable.
I think he was just really trying to catch back up to the field, and he was at full speed trying to catch the field, and then the car just snapped on him. He might have had a blowout. His tire might have blown out on him, and yeah, that's definitely not what you want to have happen. Oh, and then Sam Oliver runs into him coming out of the. That's I don't think Oliver is gonna have a shot at winning anymore. That's unfortunate.
Oh, so much for that. Oh, goodness. Well, what a crazy turn of events.
We're gonna go back again and see that from Sam Oliver's point of view. Yeah, everybody back here was trying to catch the field.
Yep. Oliver's got the pedal to the floor, and Thomas just comes down the racetrack, and bam.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting Ellis to come down the track like that, because when he was coming in the corner, he was still in the middle of the track, and yeah, that is definitely not. That's definitely not something you see every day. Unfortunate for everyone involved, as everyone does come down pit road, and Braxton DeWeese is actually your first car off pit road. We did miss most of those pit stops, unfortunately, because we were watching those accidents, but Braxton DeWeese will be your leader, followed by Johnny Rapp and Aaron Smith.
So this just got very, very interesting, Tony. I can't say I saw this one coming. Braxton DeWeese is back in the lead, after, spinning on pit road. Sam Oliver runs out of gas. Ellis Thomas spins and wrecks under caution, and Oliver gets collected. Man, this race has seen everything. We've seen great racing, we've seen weird mistakes, and we've seen weird accidents. It's the best of both worlds. I can't complain.
Just in case, do you want to go back and see if Braxton only took 2 tires? Because I believe that's what he had to have done to have gotten off pit road ahead of everyone, especially where he was when he came down pit road. And if that is the case, his car is definitely not going to be handling as well as everyone else who took 4 tires. So he's really going to have to be careful while pushing really hard here when we go back under green, which we will be going green this next time by. And your leader, Braxton DeWeese, does choose the outside line here for the restart.
And he took right sides only.
So that's definitely going to give him grip with his right sides and not much on his left. So that's going to be pretty loose here to start the run. We'll see if he's able to keep the car under him and keep the speed. But Johnny Rapp, Aaron Smith, Chris Smith, they've been fast all night, and they took 4 tires, so they're definitely going to give him all he can handle here on the restart.
We got a comment on YouTube. Ben Keast is number 1. These commentators need to stop hating on Ben Keast. I don't think we're hating. We're just calling it how we see it, my friend. But we have a great race coming up next week, Tony. What's next on the schedule?
We are actually off next week for the 4th of July week.
Well, my bad.
We will be back. We'll be back 2 weeks at Bristol, but the lights are off for the pace car. Leaders are coming out of turn 4. DeWeese is your leader on the outside line.
A 3-lap shootout here at Michigan International Speedway. Braxton DeWeese gets the jump, and we are back underway.
His tires held up under him for the restart. We'll see if he can throw it into the corner like he usually does and keep it under him as everyone else tries to run him down here. He has a nice lead going through 1 and 2, though. He's definitely needing to build up to as big of a lead as he can here.
And Chris Smith is going to make a move to the outside, and he's going to take second from Johnny Rapp. As we come to 2 laps to go here at Michigan. Here comes Smith the second on the high side. And he may pass Johnny Rapp as well. And Smith, he's closing in on Braxton DeWeese. This could get interesting.
Yeah, he definitely got a big run out of 4 there. If he can do the same thing out of 2, he's going to be all over him. And Aaron is coming with. And Wesley Pistol, after having a little bit of a struggle session in that long green flag run, is up here in 4th. So he's come back out of nowhere to have a really good finish here tonight if he can keep everything going.
When they come back around, Braxton DeWeese will see the white flag. 2 guys extremely hungry for a win. Braxton DeWeese versus Chris Smith. And we have another Smith closing in. That's Aaron Smith the second. White flag is out. 1 lap to go here at Michigan.
Luis tries to break the draft on them. Coming down the front stretch. Chris Smith is going to dive to the inside going into 1. Aaron Smith is going to look to the outside and then fall back in line behind Luis.
But Smith, is he going to be able to slide up? DeWeese is definitely not going to let him in. Here comes Aaron Smith the second. He's going to take him 3 wide down to the line.
And DeWeese tries to throw a block, and he cuts.
DeWeese wrecks. And here comes Chris Smith off turn number 4. Wesley Pistol might have a shot at the win here. Here they come to the line.
Oh, he gets to the back of
Smith, and Pistol gets into the grass. And at the line, Chris Smith will win here at Michigan. The Team 53, 175 at Michigan International
Johnny Rapp
Speedway.
will finish second. Johnny Rapp will finish second, and James Ledford will finish 3rd. We will go back and watch that last lap bracket once again here. Get the replay. Yeah, Aaron Smith sent it to the inside 3 wide, and then Braxton DeWeese tried to throw a block from 2 lanes high, and they just collide going into the corner. And then Aaron Smith does numerous barrel rolls as he launches into the outside wall in turn 3. And I think, and I don't think he was able to make it back to the line. DeWeese does limp to the line. He ends up finishing 10th, it looks like.
Yeah, DeWeese pulled a Tony Stewart there, and unfortunately it didn't pay off for him. So DeWeese goes from a possible win to finishing, it looks like he came home in 10th.
Yes, and as your winner, Chris Smith, does his victory celebration, we will talk to your top 3 finishers here momentarily.
What a finish.
Yeah, I did not see that coming there at the end, Ryan. Were you expecting a massive? Well,
I was expecting a massive wreck. I knew that Braxton was going to be extremely aggressive, and Smith was going to be, I would say aggressive but clean, and unfortunately, super aggressive and aggressive but clean, got into it.
Yeah. I don't know what else. I don't really put the blame on anyone too much there because it was a racing deal. You gotta try to go for the win, and you gotta try to hold on to the win. It's just making a move from like 2 lanes out when you're 3 wide. You gotta expect something like that to possibly happen. But your 3rd place finisher was James Ledford. Let's bring him into the booth here. James Ledford, you got a copy.
Yeah, gotcha.
And James, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. Wow, that was a crazy ending there. Tell us what you saw there at the end with all the wrecks that were taking place.
Yeah, I saw that yellow car flipping upside down across the track in front of me there on the last lap. That was pretty wild.
And from your point of view, what did you do to avoid that crash? Did you just keep it in the gas?
I saw that the car was rolling towards the top of the track, so I tried to go down as much as I could to avoid that.
And this is your first top 3 finish of the year. How excited are you to be a part of the club?
Yeah, I'm real pumped with this 3rd place finish because I was just going to finish like 7th, I think, if that caution hadn't come out there at the end.
And Tony, you have any questions for him?
Yeah, just as you said, that late race caution caused shuffled everything up, and then I don't know if you saw, but there was also a wreck under that caution that kind of changed who was all involved as well. But I think we're off next week, I believe, for 4th of July, and then we'll be back at Bristol the week after. Are you looking forward to that? How do you expect that to go?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bristol. I'm sure there's probably going to be a lot of cautions in that race, but I like short track racing. So
All right. Well, anybody you want to shout out or thanks before you head out here and celebrate your top 3?
shout out to the league for putting on these races, and shout out to you guys in the broadcast booth for putting on these good broadcasts to watch.
All right. Well,
Thank you very much, and we wish you the best of luck at Bristol in a few weeks.
All right, looking forward to it.
congrats again on your top 3 tonight.
Thanks.
That was your 3rd place finisher of James Ledford. We will bring up Johnny Rapp, who finished 2nd here. Johnny, you came home with 2nd after all. Is that how you expected it to happen here tonight?
I don't know about expected, but it was definitely nice to be one of the faster cars all night, be able to keep up with those guys, and we had a hell of a race there. So
Was that? I mean, out of nowhere, the leader, who you kind of stalled out on gaining on, what did he ran out of fuel? I'm guessing, right? And that gave you and Aaron the chance to battle for the win, and then a late caution came out, and then there you are, 3 wide or not 3 wide, but behind a 3 wide on the backstretch on the last lap, and then 2 of them didn't finish the race from that. And what were your thoughts through that whole situation?
well, when I saw him go 3 wide, I thought that was gonna, if there was something was gonna happen, it was gonna be that. But it ended up being that late block, and I guess I didn't really get a good view of it, but those 2 went spinning, and like, okay, I'm in 3rd. I got 3rd. And then I think it was the 7 got loose off of 4. So that was another free spot for me. But if it wasn't for that, I was going to be like 5th, right? So, or 5th.
Um, Something earlier in the race, that first caution, were you surprised nobody else came down to take tires like you and just a few other people did? Because it definitely worked out for you on that long green flag run there.
Yeah, it did and it didn't. Like, I mean, I was kind of up. I ended up getting up where I was in the first place, but I had to drive hard to do it. So probably really equaled out. But yeah, I was surprised that not very many people did it for sure. I mean, you got 3 sets, might as well, right?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering up here. And was there anything you wanted to ask him, Ryan?
Well, I'm gonna say, it was such. We were expecting a green flag finish, and then all of a sudden, all this crazy stuff happened. We had a wreck under caution. We had someone run out of fuel. I mean, this race saw everything. What were your thoughts about how the race ended?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining, but it was going to be a good race regardless. I know a couple guys ended up getting wrecked out, and it sucks. Aaron was up there, led most of the race, but I think if it would have went green, Aaron was probably saving more than like we think he was. Probably would have turned it up the last couple laps on me, but I was still going to try. You know?
Yeah, Aaron just doing Aaron things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well,
We have Bristol in a couple of weeks. Are you looking forward to that?
You said Bristol?
yeah,
Yeah, Bristol.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm definitely better at the big tracks, but I mean, I think I did okay when we went there in the 87s last. I think I got like 4th or something. I forget. But yeah, I mean that'll be something.
all right, is there anyone you want to shout out or thank before you head out here tonight?
The usual, my dad watching. You guys for putting the show on here, and Ellis and Chris for putting the league on. All the payday guys, I know at least some of them are watching, and everybody that put on a great race. That was a lot of fun.
It was definitely fun up here watching. You guys put on a great show, especially especially towards the end of that long run, and then obviously at the end there. So again, congrats on your second, and hopefully see you back up here again in a few weeks at Bristol.
Sounds good.
That was Johnny Rapp, your second place finisher, and we will talk to your winner here tonight of the 28 of Chris Smith. Chris, you're in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Congratulations, Chris. What a win. And tell us about that last lap. I mean, it was pretty crazy. You were right there, right behind Braxton DeWeese when he threw that block, and that caused a wreck. And then going into turn 4, Wesley Pistol got a little trigger happy and tried to give you the bumper and ended up getting himself squirrely. What was going through your mind when Pistol got in the back? Were you thinking, "Oh no, please don't wreck me"?
Well, I didn't think I was going to win at that point because I pushed up really bad in the center of 3 and 4 there and had to get way out of the gas. And I saw him coming, and I knew that he got through there a lot better than I did. And so I knew that if he could somehow get turned underneath me, that I was going to have a hard time beating him back to the line just because he had the momentum. And so I just tried my best to hold my line and just hold it there and make him have to, turn hard left to try to scrub off as much speed as possible. But he got in the back of us. Luckily, we were able to hang on to it there and make it across the line.
And it was quite a topsy-turvy race. We were expecting a green finish there, and then we had an unexpected caution followed by a wreck under caution. I mean, once that yellow came out, once that second to last yellow came out, what was going through your head when you went down pit road? Did you think you had a shot to win the race at that point?
Not at all. I didn't have very good speed tonight. I wasn't, just didn't feel very good about my pace and, especially my long run pace. But, luckily we ended on a green, white checkered there and it worked out pretty well. But no, I didn't expect it. I didn't really feel good about it until I lined up 4th and Braxton took the outside because I knew our line would probably move a little bit faster then with the leader being right in front of me. So luckily we got off of turn 2 on that first lap there when we went green, cleared those guys and could battle it out. But I didn't have the fastest car. I wasn't the fastest driver tonight by any means. So hey, but we'll take it. I'm just happy to get out of here with a win tonight.
You say you weren't fast, but you were one of those top 6 that were pulling away on that long green flag run until you brushed the wall going into the corner on that one lap and end up falling back. Did you get much damage out of that? Is that why you ended up falling back so far? And did obviously the cautions end up helping bring you back up, and obviously you took advantage of it?
I think the damage was more to my psyche than anything. I got just a little too high. I just missed my mark a little bit, and the wall kind of juts out a little bit right there on entry to 1, and so I just misjudged it, tagged it a little bit, and we slid for a little while right there on the entry to 1, and Ellis was right in front of me, and he's like, "Oh, I can see the 28 on your door." So luckily we got it together there, and yeah, after that the right rear was a little bit angry at me, so I just had to baby it. I was just trying to hold on to the draft at that point.
Well, you did put up some smoke when that happened, so you did a great job keeping it under you. Yeah, again, congrats on the win. Is there anyone you want to shout out or thank before you head out here tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my league co-owner, Ellis Thomas. Thank him for all of his hard work. My teammate, Paul Thomas, with a solid 8th place finish tonight for him. Also want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. You guys do awesome work and do a great job. Of course, all of our partners, Apex Energy, Team 53, Sim Racing Concepts. We got them a win tonight, so I'm really happy about that. UD Awards, Evan Pienta Designs, Sim Racing Tech, Pierce Graphics, everybody who makes this thing possible. Thank you to all of you.
All right, well,
And congratulations to you on an incredible victory. It was an amazing sight to see. And in 2 weeks, we will see you at Bristol. I bet that's going to be exciting.
It is. Very much looking forward to it. We got a win at Bristol last season in the 87s last year, so see if we can repeat.
There we go. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too. All right, that was your winner, Chris Smith. Any closing thoughts here tonight before we head out, Ryan?
Man, what a race. I mean, I honestly think that was probably the most exciting race of the season there. just there are just so many things going on, so many different strategies, and a lot of twists, like a cool movie. Sam Oliver running out of gas, didn't see that coming. That late caution, the wreck under caution. No, I've said that several times, but I mean, just so many things, and we thought Sam Oliver had a chance. Heading back down pit road, and he ends up getting collected on that last wreck. But man, what a race!
Yeah, again, there are some things that you don't expect to happen at Michigan that happened here tonight, but in the end, everyone did put on a great show. Hopefully, everyone who watched enjoyed it. I know there was a lot of chatter in the comments during the race. Hopefully, we put on a good show for you. Obviously, the guys on the track did, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks at Bristol. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight, and have a good one.
And I'm Ryan O'Hara, and he's Tony Hillbrands. You are watching the Team 53 175 at Michigan International Speedway. Congratulations to Chris Smith on winning the race. We will see you in 2 weeks in Thunder Valley. Good night.